Hey everybody, it's Ashley, and this is your horsemanship video for the week. I mentioned that I would be showing you how I get horses to draw near me. And so, your lesson for this week had to do with repenting and returning to Christ and drawing near to the Lord. And so every time I think about returning to the Lord and drawing near to the Lord, it puts me in mind of, when it comes to horsemanship, it puts me in mind of having the horses draw near to us, which is such an important thing when we're going to train horses, or even to ride our horses, or to just be in relationship with our horses. It's important that they want to be with us, and sometimes they don't. And you all know those times where you've gone out and you've gone to catch your horse and they turn and walk away, or they turn and run away, and it doesn't make you feel good, but we're not to take that personally, because at the end of the day, a horse is still a horse, and it's going to be our job to get them to want to be with us. So, and that's a little bit different than when we are coming before Jesus. It's also our job to go before Jesus. He's already there. He already loves us. He's already forgiven us. If we're Christians, He's already forgiven us. And so He's waiting for us to come to Him. So He's done His part. And now it's our turn to go to Him. And with horses, we have to do our part to get them to want to be with us. So that's what today's session is going to be about. So the first thing you're going to see is I'm going to head out to the pasture, and the horses are all kind of waiting around the gate at the moment. It is haying time. They're supposed to be getting their hay, and so they're waiting for that. And so it's not optimal circumstances, because I wanted the horses to be a little bit further away from me when I go out there, so that I could demonstrate them coming to me. So I'm going to try to set that up as best as I can. And I'm going to demonstrate this with one particular horse. His name is Saki. So you'll see me demonstrate me calling him, and hopefully him coming to me. And then I'm going to show you how I trained him to want to be with me. Because I'm going to do this at liberty, so with no halters or lead ropes, and hopefully it'll work. And then I'm going to show you how I caused him to want to be with me. I'll go step by step, okay? So here we go. Miss Kelsey, our barn manager, is filming, and we're just going to walk out to the pasture. I didn't want to get too close to the pasture earlier while I was explaining what we were doing, because I felt like they would come up to the fence and want to be with me then. So, Kelsey, we're up there.
Yeah.
Is Saki in the shot too?
Yep.
Okay. Saki. Oh, I got a friend. I got another friend. Saki. Saki. Voila. Voila. You gotta go. So here's some big Saki. Good boy. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. I left out a little part to show you. Kelsey, I'm going to come toward you, I think. Oh, good. Stop me. Voila. Good job. Okay, so that was good. I got to put all the pieces of how I asked him to come to me. All right, so now I'm going to go through that step by step. But first I'm going to get the halter. And as you can see, it's muddy out here. We've had a lot of rain. Yesterday it snowed. We're in North Carolina. toward the end of March. Shouldn't be snowing. Okay. Saki has not had his grooming for his filming today. He's not very clean. But the point was, I showed up at the ranch. I just drove down the driveway and I came right out here. And I wanted to be able to show you from the beginning what it looks like when I come out to the pasture and I call the horses, whichever one that I want, and they come. They don't all do that, but he does it pretty well. Okay, so the first part of having your horse draw near you has to do with your relationship, really, and spending time with your horse and motivating them in the way they need to be motivated so they'll want to be with you. For him, he loves to be scratched on his belly. In fact, he's trained all humans to scratch him on his belly because he walks up to us and he positions himself just like this so that our hand is right here at his belly. But that's fine. That's what he loves, and so we'll give it to him. He's also very food motivated, so you saw me give him some carrots. Okay, so the first thing I teach, we'll back up a little bit. So is this a good spot?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm.
So the first thing that I teach is their name. So Saki knows his name. When I come out here, I could be driving down the driveway and I'll say, Saki, and he'll look at me. So the way that I do that is I say, Saki. And every time that's very good, that's your name. And every time I'm getting ready to do something, I'll say his name. And if he's not looking at me, I'll bump my rope a little bit and have him look at me. So that's the first step. So he knows his name, obviously. And then the second thing to have them draw near to me that I'll teach is a command that means come here. And for me, I say the word voila, which is French and it doesn't really mean come here. But it really means here it is. And that's the command that I use to have my horses come to me. So I'll say his name, voila, and then I'll draw him to me, and I'm going to show you that, and then I'll reward him with a verbal cue that's really what's called a bridge stimulus. And for my horses, it's wow, which is kind of like saying good. And right after I say that, I give a treat, okay? So I'm going to put all that together and then I'll break it down. But the bridge cue is important because from the time it takes him to come to me and to get a treat, it's just enough time for him to possibly lose interest. So if I use that bridge cue, which really cues him into the fact that he's getting ready to get a treat, then it keeps him motivated to want to come to me. Okay, so here we go. And I'm still in the shot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Saki. Voila. Wow. Good. There we go. Okay. I didn't give him a treat that time. He doesn't always get a treat, but in the beginning of training, if it's a food-motivated horse, I'll give him a treat every time. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Okay, let's back up a little bit. Okay. Saki. Voila. Ah. And now we have other horses that know it. They want to get in on it. You know all that? Now, voila. Mally doesn't know it. Okay, so here is the first step, the name, where I say Saki, and then voila means come to me. And if he didn't, I would draw him with a little bit of pressure on the rope. And then while the minute he thinks about coming to me and starts that first step, I say, "Wah," which is the bridge cue for my horses. That means you did what I asked you to do. Back up. You did what I asked you to do, and you're getting ready to get a reward. And then when he comes to me, I give him the carrot. So there's really 4 parts to that drawing to me. And Saki knows them all really well. So let's try again. I'm going to take the halter off. And this is what... when you've done this several times online, Saki's in charge. He moves everybody around. When you do this several times online, that's the time to, and things have gone well, that's the time to then try it at Liberty. So now he's really far away, so this is good. But now I have another challenge. Okay, you guys, I hope that you learned something about how to use voice cues and voice commands with your pressure on your rope or with your stick and that sort of thing. I know lots of people have different ways of doing things. This is just my way of doing it. And I've been influenced by several different people. And the reason why I teach them their names is because my goal is to have several horses doing Liberty at one time. And if one horse isn't doing something that they're supposed to be doing, I need to be able to say their name and correct them. Or if I want one horse to do something and the rest to not do it, then I need to be able to identify the horse so that they know what to do. This is one of our rescue horses in the program. He's very mouthy, as you can see. He was bottle fed, and so I have to be careful with him. He's a great therapy horse, but sometimes he uses his mouth to be a little pushy. All right, so I hope that you got a lot out of that, and if you have any questions, you can just email me and check your email because I'm going to tie this into our Bible study this week. Okay, thanks.